and it's slow.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
Where the Iranian regime is today in 2025 is nothing compared to the United States.
Hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto.
I'm sorry.
I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you, I
literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes, it is up to them. And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Tehran. Do not anyone at this table should go to Tehran.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that. And we all know that. But every day we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot property. They cannot leave States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent.
Good.
But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. When you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
Okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
They can't go out of their house. The women.
You know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try something. It's like try to reverse roles with a black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for them.
I completely acknowledge that.
And we shouldn't compare atrocities.
If you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking, it feels bad.
Okay, but I think you know that Iran is significantly
I guess we're going to come back and talk. We're going to come back and talk more about this.
And I know what happened.
Tempers flared on The View as Whoopi Goldberg and Alyssa Farah Griffin clash over the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, with co-host Sara Haines taking a hard stance against Iran. What started as a heated debate turned into a full-blown political showdown. Watch and pay attention, and I will share my thoughts later.
So Auntie Whoopi Goldberg and her co-host got into a back and forth on The View because Auntie Whoopi said that being black in America is similar to living in Iran. Well, that's actually not even what she said, but it doesn't matter. My point is that I'm not arguing with anybody who's not black about what it's like to be black in America. Hell, I'm not arguing with anybody who's not black about what it's like to be black, period. Actually, let me revise that one more time. I'm not even arguing with nobody who is black about what it's like to be black anywhere. It's just not happening. And honestly, I don't even really care if people agreed with what she said or not. Your stance simply doesn't matter to me. Because unless you've been black in America, please don't talk to me about being black in America. And then her co-host started talking about there being places in the world with things happening that are way darker than what's happening in America to black folks in 2025. Is you cool for real? I'm not even, are you cool? You don't even need to bring that topic up around me, because as soon as you start talking, I'm gonna tell you to stop. Just like that. I don't care how you feel about it. Don't talk to me.
Just because the black woman's experience in the United States of America doesn't amount to a Muslim woman's experience in Iran doesn't make it any less important. Doesn't make it any less significant. Doesn't make it any less problematic. I watched that whole exchange between Whoopi Goldberg and Alyssa on The View, and it just infuriated me. Black women are the most educated people in this country, and I will take that to the grave. They are the most qualified people in this nation, and they have to go above and beyond just to get a percentage of what everybody else gets. And they don't even get appreciation for the things it is that they do. And I really witnessed that in last year's election. You had Kamala Harris, once a senator, attorney general, vice president of the United States, first female black vice president of the United States of America, who had policies, who had plans, who had a trajectory she wanted to put the United States on. And she got ridiculed, she got bashed, and she got put down by a man who had just been charged for essaying women, a man who botched the handling of COVID-19, a man who crashed our economy because of his poor handling of COVID-19 and a variety of other different things. They chose that over someone who was qualified. So no, the black woman's experience may not be as brutal as a Muslim woman's experience in Iran. However, it doesn't make it any less significant because it's what they're going through here. It's what they're dealing with here. They don't live in any other country. They live in the United States of America. And attention should be brought to it. And things should be done to change it. A black woman has to get multiple degrees just to get a quarter of what a white man gets at his job. And they would probably do circles around him. It wasn't that long ago that black women and black people in general were able to even vote. So I don't appreciate what Alyssa said on The View and trying to put down what Whoopi Goldberg was trying to make and the point she was trying to make. It's the black woman's experience in this country, and it's just as important as anybody else's.
Whoopi Goldberg, you are worth tens of millions of dollars because you're good at playing make-believe on camera and think that your experience as a black woman is as difficult as being oppressed in Iran? You know what? Let's play the comparison game. In Iran, women get arrested for not wearing hijabs or for dancing in public. Yet black people here can twerk publicly while basically wearing dental floss without any issue. In Iran, adultery leads to 100 lashings. In America, Jay-Z made millions of dollars by cheating on Beyonce. You can try being gay in Iran, but good luck keeping your head on your shoulders. Literally. Meanwhile, in America, we give DEI hiring priority to gay black people. In Iran, you cannot drink alcohol, you cannot protest, and arguably the most ironic point is that in Iran, you cannot criticize the government online, yet here you are, a black woman complaining about racial oppression from the government on a nationally syndicated television show. Whoopi, please stop putting this delusional victim mentality into the minds of your viewers. Being black in America is a life of freedom and privilege, so don't disrespect real victims of oppression again.
I stopped watching The View a while back because the white women on The View seem to love purposely interrupting all the black women on The View. So watching Whoopi Goldberg try to get her point across and the other two white women just absolutely will not let her get a word in. I mean, who raised them? Who raised you? Huh? You don't know when it's appropriate to shut up so someone else can talk? You don't know how to be respectful. You don't have manners. You behave like a fucking hooligan. You're not intelligent. Your point doesn't become valid because you keep interrupting people in order to speak your side, your perspective, and you keep talking over people. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you more intelligent. You're rude as fuck. And Whoopi Goldberg needs to remember she's Whoopi Goldberg. She is the Whoopi Goldberg. Like, tell them bitches to shut the fuck up and stop talking over you. Stop talking over you. You're older than them. You've earned your respect. You've earned your right to sit at that table. If they can't shut up and let you finish your point, then they don't deserve to be at that table. Because I'm pretty sure if it was an older white woman that was talking, they would have the decency to shut up and let her finish her point. But why are they not shutting up when it's Whoopi Goldberg? Yeah. Yeah, I stopped watching The View because for the sake of my blood pressure. the racism from the white women on The View, and even Sara. I used to think she was decent, but the longer I watched her, it's like she walks the very thin line of like, she agrees with the MAGA shit, she agrees with racism, but she wants to seem progressive. So I had to walk away from that one right there. And then there was a couple times when Sunny kind of pissed me off with like her stance on abortion and that it's a whole bunch of shit. But I stopped watching it, and then now I'm seeing this clip of these women, and good thing I stopped watching it, y'all. I'm fucking damn.
So Farah on The View basically said the United States in 2025 is not as bad as Iran in 2025. And Whoopi Goldberg said, not if you're black. Not if you're black. Then you got Sunny on the side co-signing what she says. Are you kidding me? Whoopi, you are a multi-millionaire black woman sitting on national television comparing what it is like to live in Iran versus being black in America. That should tell you right there the difference between Iran and living in America. The freedom that you have to even express that on national television should tell you the difference between Iran and America. We're talking about women who can't even wear their hair in public. We're talking about a country where freedom of speech and freedom of religion is non-existent. We're talking about a country where real tyranny actually exists. Meanwhile, y'all can freely march the streets screaming that Trump is a king with no type of penalty. We're living in a time where we should be united, yet y'all on The View continuously preach division, and it is just,
I think what people don't get about what Whoopi Goldberg was saying is that to us, and by the way, happy Juneteenth, to us, African American people, it feels like we are in a country like Iran by the fact that the boot has never been taken off of our neck. I've seen so many videos, and me myself have witnessed so much racism, even in a place like New York City. Yes. New York City, I've seen racism. And the school I went to school in upstate New York. It's called SUNY Fredonia. A year before, the dorm that I was placed in, a cross was burned. I went there in 2007. The school, it happened in 2006. So you don't think that's scary to us? You don't think it's scary the fact that I think in Albany, a man was found hanging from a tree? You don't think that's scary? Shall I keep going? So even though this is the best country in the world, to us, it's still not the best country. I was redlined with getting my house. Was that fair? Even though I had the money, I paid more than 20% to get the house, and still they were battling with me on whether I could afford it or not. I kept being asked, why is it just for you, when I was obviously going to rent it out? Like, come on, it's a two-family. Not going to do that anymore, though, after all this. Not in New York. But not to mention the fact that has a YT person ever had a young boy come to their house with a whip to whip their child? Oh yeah, you guys can look up that video. That's a real video. I'm not sure what state it happened in, but this is all over. So to us, the war for us to be just as free as everybody else has never ended. So I think that's the message that Whoopi was trying to convey to those two. And obviously they didn't get it because they're hard-headed. They go from their own experience. And I get it. It's hard for you to see other people's point of view without you having experienced it. But also there's a lack of logic and understanding and the ability to see past their own needs and own individualistic ideas is what's lacking in that conversation. Whoopi is not saying that it is exactly equal to what women experience and what people experience in Iran. She's saying it feels like it. So therefore we understand it as being African Americans, because the world has never been like a piece of cake for us. And granted, there are still things, and I'm even going to blame for our own people, that we blame white people for that we shouldn't, because that's within our control. But we are still considered to be, especially black women, third-class citizens in the United States of America. That's pretty much what she's trying to say. Whoopi goes from her own experience, and those other two YT women goes from their own experience. But the problem is that the women, especially the ones who are very right-leaning, will never understand because they haven't experienced the things that Whoopi has experienced. And even with all of Whoopi's privilege, I'm sure she still experiences and has experienced racism. I mean, that doesn't stop just because you have money. It's just that she's protected from physical harm because she probably has bodyguards. She has money. She lives in a gated community. Who knows who she lives? I don't fucking know where Big Goldberg lives. But, you know, this is just pretty much what I'm saying. And I think people don't understand that. And they see her as trying to, like, latch on to the experience of a country where people are suffering a great deal. But we're suffering. And also, look how many African-American children go missing and they do nothing about. Like, example, that boy in the Bronx whose father, you know, unalived him in the Bronx River. If that was a white kid, do you think he would have had the same experience? Do you think the police would have turned the people away who wanted to make a report and tell them to go to family court? I'll wait. How many black children go missing and never found? How many black girls? I think it's almost in the 100,000 that go missing over the last decade that are unsolved, trafficked, and people notice. That's why they target them more. So if you don't agree, too bad, but that is our experience. And you can't take that experience away from us just because you feel like it. You feel like it and what exactly the fuck is happening are two different cups of tea. And that's it. I'm just sick of black people who are not black telling us about our experience here in this country, because that is a crock of fucking shit. And it's annoying. It really is annoying. Stop telling us how to feel and how we feel and what we go through, because that's bullshit. Your opinion is not fact. Our experiences are.
Sometimes people from other races can genuinely have no clue about what you're saying because they've never had your lived experiences. And we clearly watched that play out on The View with Whoopi and her co-hosts. They have no clue on what it's like to be black. Oftentimes people see your color before they even listen to the words you're uttering from your mouth. That's the sad reality we have to face daily in life.
Sometimes I think Whoopi Goldberg ass just like to hear herself talk. Like, how do you compare the life of a black man in America to the life of someone in Iran and say that the black man has it worse than the people in Iran? What sense does that even make? When your ass as a black woman is worth tens of millions of dollars, you sit in front of a TV all day telling us how black people are oppressed. What the fuck? And a lot of black entertainment people do this shit. They sit at home in their $1 million mansions in their white neighborhoods with this security gate and say black people are suppressed. That's a spit in the face if you ask me. Yeah, you'll never get like me in this $1 million house with everything I could ever want because you're black. What sense does that make? Let's get back to Whoopi though. How can you even make that comparison? Because you go to Iran, I ain't never seen no black person steal and get their hand chopped off. I ain't never seen one of the Pride people get thrown off a building. That Pride in America, your ass get a parade, your ass get days, your ass get all that type shit. But you go to Iran, you talking about some, you a Rainbow Mafia member? Yeah, all right. Your ass is out of here. I don't know. I think her ass, The View in general, just be rage baiting for nothing, like for views and clicks and likes. Like, I don't even think they believe half the shit that they say. Either that or they just missing a little bit up here because the shit don't ever make sense. But then again, they say that shit with such confidence, like they just know they right. They know they right and be fucking wrong. I mean, a quick Google search about how people are treated in Iran will show you black people ain't got it bad at all. People in America don't have it bad at all, to be honest with you. People in America just some fucking crybabies. That's it. They want to have something to complain about 24/7. That's it. That's all. Go to other parts of the world, live there for a while. I bet you be running back to America. Be grateful and be blessed.
That view table today, yo, all I'm saying is it was intense between Whoopi versus Alyssa Farah Griffin. And let's just say she had to give the little Bertha darling a lesson. Take a look at this.
This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that. I know that. And we all know that. But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot property. They cannot leave States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent. But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
Okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
They can't go out of their house. The women.
You know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Are you surprised about Alyssa? I mean, her father, who was the originator of the birther lie about President Obama. I don't understand why people are so surprised that she is turning back to her Republican conservative roots. She's worse than Meghan McCain. I mean, they're both equally worse, but Alyssa actually worked for birthers. Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, and the bum from Queens. So nobody should be surprised at this revelation. And I said it before, I was never for this hire. Once they hire her, I'm just like, really? A birther? But this is where we are. So the whole mere factor of this is Alyssa has always been this way. And nobody should have not been surprised. I was right since day one, and I will continue to be justified.
So yesterday on The View, Whoopi and Alyssa got into it. And I don't think Alyssa was hearing what Whoopi was saying. Whoopi made a valid point. The fairness is not across the board for everybody here in America, and everybody does not feel that way. Look at what happened yesterday when the Supreme Court upheld the Tennessee ban on puberty blockers and gender-affirming care for trans kids that need it so that they can be safe, so they don't experience suicide. Who is that saving? Who is that benefiting? Absolutely nobody. And God forbid if you're black in America and then you're met with all kind of different intersectionalities, being LGBTQ, living with a disability, being low income, being poor. Like, Alyssa, you don't get it, girl. Stay over there in your white box. You don't get it.
To the Ver, where you got your girl Whoopi Goldberg talking out her, you know what, talking out her fanny pack. And this woman said the craziest thing in the world, and I'm going to quote it, and then I'm going to let her say it so you don't think that I just made this up. Black people in America have it just as bad as people in Iran. She should have to go live there for 30 minutes, and we'll see if she make it back. Roll the clip.
And it's slow.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Here's the thing. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
Where the Iranian regime is.
When has there been a law of the land that you could tie gay to a car? What you talking about? We have been known, somebody tied a gay person to a car, and that our country is known for that. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? There's not a law in place that you can openly kill gay people ever in the history of America. What are you talking about? Like, it's just, they just say things. Just, I don't know. They get pressed and they just feel like they got to vomit at the mouth and say the most outlandish things. Roll the clip.
They used to just keep hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step during this time.
Hanging wasn't just black people. White people were also hung as well. Like, lynching was a form of punishment. Now, over the course of history, it began to be more black people than white people. But if you look at the historical documentation, there's about 3,400 black people that were lynched, and there was about 1,200 white people that were lynched that we have on record. And at the beginning of lynching, it was mostly just white people, and then it rolled like this, and it was majority black. But lynching wasn't just a black thing. Roll the clip.
I mean to say, it is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit into Toronto.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you, as
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes, it is up to them. And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good. Whoever does it, it's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Iran. Do not anyone at the table.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that. And we all know that. But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot talking about the United States.
I'm talking about
nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That's no one's intent. But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country, and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
Okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
Time out. You know, one thing that I think that historically these dumb people try to do is that they forget to involve all of history. There was a point in time in this country where if you own land, you could vote. If you did not own land, you could not vote. There was a lot of black people that did vote when white people couldn't vote. They then discriminated against black people and gave them the right to vote back. But there was a large portion of the existence of voting in this country that black people could vote in when it was just about property ownership. It's just like they act like black people weren't involved in society and didn't have any say or any kind of, I don't know, like we were under the white man thumb until like the 60s. That's the most asinine thing that I've ever heard in my life. We created universities. We had theaters, bus lines, schools. I mean, inventions.
The conversation began as the ladies of The View weighed in on the latest development between Israel and Iran, with escalating tensions after recent military strikes, nuclear threats, and shifting global alliances. But what started as commentary quickly turned combative when Alyssa Farah Griffin took a staunchly pro-Israel stance, calling for full support of Israeli military efforts and warning against what she called Iranian extremists spreading across the Middle East. Whoopi challenged the narrative of blind support, pointing to the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the global double standard in how Middle Eastern countries are portrayed in Western media. Her comments drew immediate pushback, not only from Alyssa, but also from Sara Haines, who interrupted with her own firm condemnation of Iran's regime. Sara's remark struck a chord, drawing applause from some audience members and criticism online from those who felt her comments were one-sided or dismissive of the broader context. The clash highlighted the generational and ideological divide at the View table, with Whoopi representing a more skeptical and critical view of US foreign policy, while Alyssa and Sara argue from a standpoint of national security and Western alliances. Social media exploded after the episode, with hashtags like Whoopi was right and support Israel trending simultaneously. Some praised Whoopi for speaking truths to power, others called her tone deaf. Meanwhile, Sara Haines received both praise and backlash for her firm stance. Was this just another heated moment on The View, or a reflection of growing divide in how Americans see the Israel-Iran conflict? One thing for sure, the conversation is not going away. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.